Hey guys, so we're gonna do my go-to simple makeup look today. I told you guys I was gonna do this video for you guys because for the past like 2 weeks or so, not this week but like the past 2 weeks, whatever, I've literally been barely wearing any makeup, and I had this routine that I've been doing that I kind of figured out that was like really simple and natural looking that I really love. So I told you guys I was gonna share it with you guys. So I just woke up and I brushed my teeth and all that good stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this makeup look. And I'm sorry if there's any background noise because there's other people home and like the TV is on and stuff, so I'm gonna try to talk over it so that you guys won't really hear much of it. But yeah, let's get into the makeup look. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my face, and I'm gonna use my Amazing Cosmetics anti-aging primer. All I've been using lately, I don't know, I just really like this. I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. Even if you're doing a very simple look, you still have to prime your face and moisturize your face. Now this is what I do to even out my skin tone even more and to hide any blemishes. Since we're not going to be using foundation for this entire look, I don't like to use foundation when it comes to like my go-to looks. I like to do things simple that I don't have to use a lot of brushes for. Literally there's only one brush that we're going to be using this entire video. So yeah, I try to do things that don't require me using too many items and too many brushes and stuff. I need something quick, so I go into my Ruby Kisses contour artist palette and I take my finger and I look for the, sorry that it looks really messy right now, don't mind that, but I simply look for the color that is closest to my skin tone, because you want it to match, you want it to look like your skin, you don't want any signs of makeup on your face. So the color in here that matches my skin tone perfectly is this color right here. It's above the orange color. It's a brown, a dark, not dark but a nice brown color that goes with my skin perfectly. So I just take my finger and I rub my finger into it, and I use my finger to apply it onto my face in the areas that need it only, not exactly all over my face, only in the areas that need it. I go over the top, my top lip with it, because that area is always kind of darker. And I always try to use a concealer that is super thick, because you want it to really cover anything and you don't want it to like move or melt away during the day. You want something that will stay into place. You guys can already see that it is matching my skin really well, and like you would really think this was just like my skin. You wouldn't even know that I had anything on my skin. And sometimes I will go underneath my eye with it a little bit, just because, like, you know, we naturally have like darker areas under our eyes, so I just go under my eye with it a little bit, so any darkness under there would just kind of fade and not be too bright. And that's it. I don't put any on my forehead at all because I really don't have any blemishes up there. The next thing that I do is I take this powder. This is my MAC mineralized skin finish powder, and this is in dark deep. I recommend using a pressed powder because it sets into your skin better, and you're literally like pressing it in instead of just brushing a powder over. I just feel better about pressing this powder into my skin. This sponge did not come with it. I took this sponge from another product. I put 2 fingers through the sponge like this. I rub it into the powder and then I press it into my skin. And I do this all over my face. You guys can already see how it has like fully evened out my skin tone even more. And it makes your face look flawless. Now what I do is I go ahead and I take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. This is the That Glow Kit. And I'm going to take these 2 colors right here that I always use. The names of these colors are Golden Bronze and Dripping in Gold. The only brush that I told you guys I'm going to be using in this video is a fan brush. And I'm going to take my fan brush and I'm just going to rub it into both of these. And then I'm going to apply this only the areas that I would normally apply this to, which would be the high points of my cheekbones, my chin, above my lip area, and down my nose. Then I'll just pick back up the sponge that I used to apply the pressed powder, and I'll just run it over those areas just to make sure that everything will blend in properly and not look too harsh. You want it to look like it's your skin, so you want it to like press it into your skin as well. And then I'll just take my finger and go back into the glow kit, and I use like my pinky to apply it to my nose, onto the tip of my nose and the bridge. What I love to put on my lips is actually the Too Faced lip injection. I like to put this on my lip, like just wear it throughout the day. If you have a clear gloss, you can just use a clear gloss, but I like to use this because I like the tingling feeling, and I like how it keeps, and I like to keep my lips plump throughout the day, so this is what I apply. Then I will take my mascara. You can use any mascara that you have. I use my the Balm mascara. This is their Mad Lash mascara, and I will just run over my top lashes and my bottom lashes with the mascara. So I'm done applying my mascara. Now the next step that I would do is my brows, but this one is kind of optional because I really don't always do my brows. Sometimes I just leave my brows because to me my brows are actually in a very good shape, and if I'm not going anywhere important, then I really don't feel the need to really do my brows. But if I do decide to do my brows, I will fill them in a little bit, only fill them in, not shape them up or anything, and I'll use my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer because it's a pencil and it's super fast, and on one end it has a brush that can easily blend everything out. So I'm just going to simply go ahead and do my brows a little bit, but this step is completely optional. If you don't need to do it, you don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it because the look looks completely fine without it. But I'm just going to go in and do that a little bit. But on a normal day, I was not going to do this. I'm only really doing it for the video. I brush my brows upwards. This will give you a better view of what really needs to be filled in. I always start by just making a line at the bottom. So that's one brow done and one brow not done. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the next one. And then I'll just take my brow gel. This is the Browgal by Tonya Crooks. And I just run this over my brows. And that's it for the whole entire makeup look. And another optional step is if you want to put on lashes, you can go ahead and do so, but I never put on lashes when I do my makeup like this. This is it. This is everything that I do. I like it like this. I love the natural look to this whole entire makeup look. I love that my brows aren't too perfect and they look really like natural. This is my go-to look anytime I'm in a rush and I don't have much time to do a very full face look, but I still want to look pretty put together and that my skin looks very even and nice. This is what I do. So I hope you guys took something from this and I hope you guys enjoyed this. But yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.